Hiya, my name is Kama, I'm Weird is the Best, and I make mixed media art and comics and often draw cats and humans, and I love it all. I've been exploring art since 2020 and I never stopped, and I draw every day. And this is my Q&A video, so a few weeks ago I asked you if you had any questions for me, and I got so excited answering them all that I filled more than one video's worth of footage. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you at the other end. Okay, what something that people would be surprised to know about me? I just thought of one, and if I think of something better, I will definitely share it. It's more of a I don't really know what would be surprising, but I think maybe I can share something that I've been really good at that maybe not everyone knows. When I was I don't know how old I was, secondary school, I got really good at running, and I beat my school record at sprinting, and it was 8.6 seconds per 60 meters, because 60 meters was the distance we all ran. And I was super fast, I was faster than any of the boys in the school, and it gave me a lot of happiness, because I had this one thing I was good at. Oh yeah, I used to be very good at yo-yo. In fact, I won a couple competitions, really tiny ones, nothing big, nothing famous or anything like that. And I'm definitely not good now. I might remember a trick or two, but I haven't used it, so I have no idea. In fact, I was thinking about getting a yo-yo. My phone kept running out of battery, so this is take 2 or 3. The next question is, what is your favorite comic? And I'm glad you asked, but I cannot pick one, so I'll show you a few. And I have a selection. You can probably tell I'm taking this seriously, you know. I will show you a selection of small press comics, completely in super tiny independent zines, small press zines, and some published comics. Which one should I start with? Maybe let's start with the big ones, and then we'll get to the fun ones at the end, because that would be more fun, I think. Okay. I will try and talk about them in the order that I came across these. So my first one would be this graphic novel by Savannah Storm, and it's been published by SelfPublishing. It's a story of finding your place in the world, finding home and things like that. It's really lovely. It's sci-fi, and yeah, I'm sorry, the light isn't right. The characters in the book are alien creatures. It's really fun. Let me just mute my laptop. I hope you don't mind my imperfections when I'm recording this video, because it's not my usual style. I'm trying my best. But it's a mining colony on the outer edge of a remote solar system. Young Flint questions whether to stay with her family or hit the lure of a new path on the planet that her people left long ago. Exploring notions of home and the desire to live it, Krystyna Baczyński's first graphic novel is a story of relationships, time, and the motion of universe. Really cool artwork, really cool story. I would recommend this one to anyone, even if you're not into sci-fi. It's really cool, really beautiful. And the next two are books I picked up when I was in Copenhagen, and I stumbled across this bookshop that had loads of graphic novels and comics and things like that, and I couldn't resist, even though it made my backpack really heavy. I got a couple. Which one should I start with? Lisa Hannawald, I Want You. It's a collection of eclectic stories, comics, everything. It's a bit not safe for work. I can't really show anything in it. Yeah, not safe for work for sure, but it's really funny. Really love her way of thinking and showing the world, and how she sees the world. Let me see if I can show you anything. I cannot show you anything. Every page I open to is probably shouldn't show it on YouTube. Hilarious and cathartic and strange as hell. I think this GQ. I think this review sums it up very well. The animalism of Hannah Wald's work helps reveal parts of women we rarely see, the strangest, horniest, hungriest parts. New York Times. Whimsical, funny and dark. It's just, yeah, you've been warned, it's not safe for work. I highly recommend it either way. And there's this really cool comic. It's really nice and long. Woman World, and I've seen Amanders Dhaliwal's comics on their the cover is peeling on their Instagram. So all of this has been, I believe, has been shared for free on Instagram as like posts every other, I don't know how often. And I picked it up because I knew I was going to love it. It's really, really funny. It's about a world where men don't exist because they became extinct. It's hilarious. It's great. And turns out a world without men is very funny. Tig Notaro. Woman World is an overdue, welcome, and slyly hilarious glimpse into the complex, heartfelt, and existential bonds between women of all stripes and makes. Each scene reminded me of the wild paradox of wanting to do good in the world, but also being undeniably human. I couldn't get enough. Aparna Nancherla. It's also by John and Quarterly. Absolutely. I will be coming back to this time and time again, as I would to any of these. And the last published book, is this one published? Yeah, it's Image. This one I picked up at the Thought Bubble Festival, my first event, like the first time I went there, and I knew nothing about the author at the time. And now I believe they're getting really, really like popular and famous. But I picked it up straight from the author and I never looked back. The story is just phenomenal. It's like going into someone's brain and seeing the dark and light parts of someone's life. Through it very quickly, and because I can't show you really too much about this because it's definitely adult topics, rated M, mature, so it's full of everything in it. But I can show you something like this maybe. The art is beautiful. It's been made mostly or fully on paper, so Zoe uses lots of the transfer, I forgot what it's called, like the liter screens, and I've seen some reels like of Zoe working and it's just really impressive. The skill and the beautiful art that Zoe makes are incredible. Can't really show you too much because it's M-rated, but if you're an adult, I recommend this. It's a bit dark though. It talks about a lot of like mental health things. It's 6 months of Zoe's life as it falls apart in a desperate attempt to put it back together again in the only way she knows how. It's lonely at the center of the earth is an intimate and meta-narrative look into the life of a selfish artist who must create for her own survival. Yeah. Okay, let's get to self-published work. This, The Last Day of Rain, is a multi-chapter kind of, I don't know if it will become a graphic novel, but there have been, and I always forget because I really need to catch up on these, 3 or 4 chapters so far. So Claudia Matosa is my comics friend. I met her at, it was through Whip Comics, she's a member, but I feel like I met her for the first time at the Winchester Comics Fair, and she makes sci-fi art and she writes like prose mixed in with illustration as well as comics, and this one is like a futuristic story. This one I can show you. It's a really cool style and I love the topics she writes about. So this one's based in London 2063, when there is no rain anymore and people are trying to survive. and there's a playlist which is cool. And Claudia raised a Kickstarter for the next few chapters, and it was very successful, so I'm really proud of her, and I highly recommend the work. I really love the art style and the way she tells the stories. Really fun. Then I couldn't find any others by ReBar, but this one's about quitting her day job. Where are you going? It's really, I don't know, there's something about this. It's like a really short, I don't want to spoil it too much because, you know, it's not my place to share such a short thing in full. But I really love it. It's really good. It's like someone drew it and then self-published it, printed it either at home or with like a printing company, and is distributing it themselves. And that's what I love. Like, you can hear everyone's, like, all kinds of people's stories through just finding these independent makers. Then we have, this one's probably also a bit more adult focused. Standing Outside the Station Sweating. It's by Alex Potts. I met him at the Winchester Comics, and I love the humor. Of course, I open on the page that says testicles. It's really good, but the topics are definitely adult themed. Really, really funny. There might be some swearing and might be some, manly jokes, I guess. Really fun. And yeah, I'm just showing you a tiny selection of my favorites. I also love hourly comics or any kind of diary comics. So this one's just a random one I picked up at Thought Bubble. This one's by Alex Assan. Never heard of them before, but I've been joining Hourly Comic Day for a few years now. My first two were really unsuccessful for me, where I started drawing a comic, really couldn't do it, and then gave up. But I've done 3 years now, where I've actually made a zine at the end of it, like this person has as well. Really love the variety of voices that you can see throughout the day. So everyone shows them on like social media or prints their zines, and you can find them up in random places. And I absolutely love that idea of everyone draws their day. Like, everyone across the world can draw their day for a day in the form of comic. This one I got from Savannah Storm, and it's about Japan. And this one's not really a comic, it's more of a documentary kind of thing, and I love it because I'm planning to go to Japan, and I love it. Like, I love anything to do with Japan, and it's really cool that she included like the kanji, and this one's katakana, and like the little information. I'll be definitely consulting it, or maybe even take it with me to Japan. So this is my favorite comic. Sorry for the very, very long answer, but I couldn't pick. Like, it's like picking favorite kids, you know? Don't ask me. What is my favorite artwork that I ever made? And I feel like I already answered this, but I've lost the footage. And I was saying that I don't really have like finished artworks much. Like, I have a couple, but not a lot, not an awful lot. What I really like that I made is in the Odd Orange strip. So it's this. So it's this jellyfish that I drew, and I used, I think this is tumble brush pens. So it's like a mixed media. Tumble brush pens, some colored pencils by Prismacolor. This background is using Caran d'Ache, dark indigo, one of my favorite colored pencil. And I added a bit of some kind of highlight. I forgot what this was. Probably a tumble brush pen as well, like in blue. And I added some spots using like Jelly Roll or something. And you can watch me draw this here on YouTube. I'll link this up if I remember. And you could also get it as a print on my Patreon. And it's a sticker, and I'll be soon adding the stickers in a shiny form to my shop in my next shop update. I just really like this jellyfish. I love jellyfish in general, so it was really fun to create this. Yeah, I don't really make lots of finished art, which I kind of do want to do more of. Okay, next question I absolutely hate. I'm just kidding, but I will tell you in a second. Okay, the next two questions are ones that I already answered. What's my favorite art supply at the moment? And which is my favorite color? I've already told you those. But the question is, if you went to a desert island, name 3 art supplies you would take. Are you kidding me? I would cry if I had to pick 3. I will not count my sketchbook as an art supply for the purpose of this. And I feel like I'll be greedy and I'll pick art supply types. I know it's technically not obeying the rules, but I think I would take all of my tumble brush pens. And if I could only take one, I probably wouldn't take any because they wouldn't last that long. I would definitely take a graphite pencil, something like really long-lasting, maybe Blackwing, because it's quite a long-lasting one, or like a mechanical pencil with lots of refills. I would probably take some paints, so maybe like a nice big chunky palette of watercolors, and you know, it would come with a brush because that's not an art supply, let's say. And I think I would take some ink, and these aren't necessarily the art supplies I'm using at the moment, but I think that would be my choice. And if I had to pick just one ink, it would probably be one of Sailor inks. I really like Nadeshiko or Sailor Manio Haha, so I think that might be my choice. And I think we're ready to move on to the questions from Instagram. So the questions from Instagram, I have a couple. One is from the Silly Cat Studio. What is your favorite art medium and why? I think I've already answered this earlier on. And I have another one from Patrick. Are all your stickers made on the Cricut? Could you describe the process? And I think, so when I heard that question, I kind of recorded myself working on the stickers, but it would have been quite a lot to just put in the background because I was showing you things in this video. So I think I will release that footage, like I will talk through the process a bit more in that video. But in short, just to answer the question, so I'll answer the question in full in the next video or one of the future videos. I already like pre-recorded everything, but I think I'll just say I don't use Cricut, I use Silhouette Cameo, which is a very similar machine. My partner and I researched, well, he mainly researched it for me, and he suggested that I get a Silhouette because the software was a bit nicer, like you didn't need to be connected to the internet, and overall, like, it seemed like a more reliable thing, but don't quote me on that because I don't remember. It was 2020 when I got it, or 2019, something like that. So it's been quite a while now. 2021? I don't remember. It's been a few years. But I've been using it quite a lot recently. I love making stickers. So the process normally, just in short, is I use either draw something in my sketchbook, so I can maybe quickly show you a preview of what will be in the video. So I would sketch out different ideas for my stickers. Like, for example, this one, I would take a photo. I tried scanning, but it's not the best. So I would take a photo and then edit it on my iPad by, I usually reduce opacity on my photo and draw on top of it. And then I add a bit of a background, like an overlay, and not overlay, kind of like a border. And then I copy it to my laptop, where I use Silhouette Studio. And in Silhouette Studio, I would arrange my stickers, make sure that I smooth out all the edges, just so the machine doesn't have to do too much work. I know it's a bit technical, so bear with me. I will explain it much nicer in the next video, or in the video I'm talking about this. And then I print them on special sticker paper. And once it's printed, it was a bit of a trial and error in, you know, getting the right settings between my, like, for my printer to print the things that I wanted the way I wanted them. But once I've got the printed, so once I have the sticker sheet, like the whole page of stickers, I then load it up onto my mat, and once it's on the mat, I stick it with some washi tape, just so it doesn't fall off. Like, I don't like my mat sticky. Anyway, I'll talk about it more because it won't make much sense if I'm not showing it. And I send it to the machine for cutting, and once it's done, well, given that the print doesn't mess up, so sometimes my printer just messes up and it's a lot of pain, or the machine sometimes cuts completely wrong, like it did today, because I moved my artwork, silly me, and it miscut the whole thing, but it's my fault. But it's very easy to make mistakes, so I'm very careful normally, like triple checking everything, making sure everything's going to work, checking the cut depth and things like that. It's a bit of a, like, what's it called? Like, you need to master the process, or I don't know how to say it. It's trial and error, it takes experience, but once you work it out, it's not too bad, but it can be very stressful. I'll just say that. And then I peel off the stickers and they're done. I'm pretty sure you can follow a very similar process on Cricut. So that's it. That's all of the questions that I've had so far. If you have any more questions, just pop them in the comments below and I'll add them to my list. I'm definitely open to making more videos like this. I'm sure I'll get better with time and my next one will be nicer. And I know my background isn't the prettiest, but I thought I'll just use my studio and I won't fuss too much over it, or I'll never record it. I really hope I didn't miss any questions, but if I have, please remind me and nudge me and I'll add it to the next one. I think I covered all of them though. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow and be seen by other people like you. And if you leave a comment, it also helps create a little bit of a community here. And I love reading your comments, and I'm sure other people also do. And yeah, it's just a nice way of interacting when I'm just talking at my camera for an hour or two. It's just nice to have a conversation of some kind. And yeah, I hope you liked it. And you can find me on Etsy as Weird is the Best, and you can find all the links to my thingies in the description below. I'm also on Patreon, where I release some kind of behind the scenes content, and I make stickers. So these stickers are actually for Patreon for September, and I'm about to start working on the October ones. This month I was a bit later than I would have wanted, but that's just because I was super busy. I was on a couple tiny holidays and I was doing an online market, so yeah, it just took me a bit longer than I would normally do them. And I've just done my prints as well. If you're interested in any of the stickers and things I make, very soon I'm doing a shop update. I haven't decided on the date yet, but it will be coming very soon, so tune in for that as well. So if you go to my channel, if you follow me, you can subscribe to notifications if you hit the bell icon. And that will give you a notification whenever I release a new video, so you won't miss them. But I do them every Sunday. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely day artsing. Until next time, bye!